It's day one, game two of the New England region here in Bristol, Connecticut. So the first opportunity for us to see the state champions from Maine, Gray New Gloucester Raymond Little League, taking on Bridgewater Joe Lazaro Little League out of Massachusetts. The Dominator is here on the mound for Massachusetts. Freddie the Frog is here, the good luck charm for Bridgewater. Jackson Burns ready to compete for Maine. And Chef Eric is also part of the scene here at the Giamatti Center. They are all here and ready for baseball. Our opening game this morning saw Vermont shut out New Hampshire behind the brilliant pitching of Mickey Brown. The winner of this game will face Vermont Monday. The loser gets New Hampshire in an elimination bracket game tomorrow. And the boys are still dreaming of the Little League World Series. Welcome, everybody, along with Vernon Wells. I'm Doug Sherman, and that has got to be what's on their minds, right, Vernon? You want to take it a game at a time, but Williamsport is right out there for them.
Oh, they know it's there, and just anticipation of what's to come, but you got to handle today. And today is their biggest challenge, and win this one, get one step closer, and I know they're looking forward to it.
Yeah, you win game one, you get onto the right side of the bracket. It's a double elimination format, so a loss doesn't send you home, but it does put you on the wrong side of the bracket, makes it tougher to get through and survive this region. It's a modified double elimination format, so 2 losses and you're gone. But once we get to the final, it's winner take all. Everybody bats on the roster from beginning to the end of the game. Replay review, 2 unsuccessful challenges per team, and all coaches and umpires volunteering as always their time so that this event can happen as it does every year. There's the starting lineup for Gray, Maine, and you'll notice Bo Emergent, Parker Welch, Jackson Pacanza, and Mikey Burnett do not have positions next to their name. That's because that's no longer a requirement. You bat in the order 1 through 13, and if your manager wants to put you out there during the game, he can. If not, you'll get your regular turns. And there is the Dominator, Dominic Mombeler, who has multiple shutouts this year, has struck out as many as 14 in a game. And Vernon, he's a big fan of Bad Bunny.
Yeah, that we don't have in common. Haven't listened to too much Bad Bunny. Obviously, he's a Super Bowl appearance and all those things, but yeah, not my type of not my genre.
Well, like you coming up, you played football as well at a high level. Dominic does as well. He enjoys training with his dad, Joe, who is one of the coaches on this Massachusetts staff. You see his battery mate there, Luke Schlatt. And here is how Massachusetts got here. They survived the state tournament with big wins over Pittsfield and Parkway and clinched the title Sunday in Holden, Massachusetts when they ruled Parkway 11-0 in the final. And that's after getting through the district tournament and on and on and on. By the time they get here, this should be a well-oiled machine in Massachusetts. I'm telling you, Vernon, they arrive here not just thinking about being here, they're thinking about making that next step.
Well, I think that's part of what Massachusetts is about. Once they get to this step, they know what's ahead of them, and they've been there, done that, and they're expected to be who comes out of this region. But having that expectation comes with pressure, and hopefully they can perform well and have fun doing it. And they got the Dominator on the mound. I like the chances.
They do. Dom is 5'6", 120 pounds. He'll turn 13 in October. And he'll start with John Hanley, the second baseman and table setter for this team from Maine. Mombeler's first pitch is a called strike by our home plate umpire, Curtis Parker. We've got David Lewis at first, Garrett Nelson, the umpire, at second, and Dave Couday, the umpire, at third. The Dominator bringing some heat early.
Bringing some heat. It looks like he's locked in, and this is if you got velocity, you're throwing strikes, this game could move quickly.
And 3 pitches, and down goes Hanley.
Impressive start. Three pitches, 3 fastballs located where they needed to be, and by him on each one of them.
So now it'll be Max Stewart. His father, Ian Stewart, one of the coaches on this staff, says his son is a defensive guru, but he's up against it here in the batter's box against big Dominic Mombeler. Oh, and you are seeing a hard-throwing right-hander in the big leagues for the first time. A presence out there, like a Roger Clemens. How do you gather yourself and say, I can hit this guy?
Yeah, I think the thing we have to do as hitters is allow yourself to try to slow things down as much as possible. The velocity is, he's supplying all the power. Now we just got to be early, try to get the barrel to the ball, allow him to supply the power, and don't try to do too much at the plate. Unfortunately, sometimes as hitters, we think, okay, we need to swing harder because he's throwing harder. No, we got to do the opposite. And hopefully these kids will actually get that approach, try to slow it down as much as possible, and don't do too much at the plate.
Good eye there.
And then sometimes, actually, as a hitter, you hope he throws more balls and strikes. Because when pitches are on, sometimes you have to hope that those things happen, and it's a way to get on base and hopefully make something happen.
Well, Maine manager Eric Hanley told us yesterday that they're still waiting for their offense to come this summer. They have made it this far to the regional round behind their pitching and their defense, and they need to manufacture runs, and they're going to have to do that, it looks like, today against the big man on the mound.
Oh, yes. It's going to be a tall task, and this is hopefully you get your 3-hole hitter up, and he can get something going for you in the positive direction and change what's happened so far with the first 2 guys.
You see Hanley, who is the first base coach as well as being the manager. His Little League rival back in the day as boys, Gray Maine, is coaching at third, Mike Emergen. And that 3-hole hitter you reference is Wes Connick. Comes up empty there. It's 1-1. Well, Wes is 5'7", 136 pounds. So size-wise, he is inch for inch, pound for pound, the match of the young man on the mound.
This is a good matchup here. Looks confident about against their ace. A little slip and still a swing and miss.
Well, Wes is this team's leader, tops in almost every offensive category. As you see, that landing foot did not land cleanly.
Yeah, they were working on that part of the mound in between games. We'll see if that plays a factor as we move on.
Well, his landing spot is different than the pitchers we saw in game 1. He's much taller and has a longer stride, so he's not hitting the same spot.
Except for when Droopy came in the game. When Droopy came in the game, he had some size to him, so we'll see.
Droopy being Drew Cresta. We're on a nickname basis with these guys now. Good fight here by Wes Connick.
And you can see Wes is shortening his swing, just trying to get the barrel there. He's making an adjustment in this game.
And we will see the 7th pitch of this plate appearance upcoming. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. And Dominic Mombeler strikes out the side in order to set the tone here in Bristol, Connecticut. Hanley, Stewart, and Connick took their chances, but the Dominator dominated the top of the lineup for Maine. No score as we head to the bottom of the first here at the Giamatti Center in Bristol, Connecticut. Back on a gorgeous afternoon here in Bristol, Connecticut. We are just underway. Head to the bottom half of the first inning. Massachusetts against Maine. This is game 2 of the New England region. Vermont has already won earlier today and will face the winner of this game. For Massachusetts, they line up this way. Jackson Moore in the center fielder and leadoff hitter, followed by Luke Schlatt, We've already seen plenty of the Dominator on the mound, and then Callan Goodwin, the shortstop and the cleanup hitter for this team from Bridgewater, Massachusetts. And historically, Vernon, Massachusetts as a state has done extremely well in this New England region. Jackson Burns on the mound. His favorite player, you see, Nolan Ryan. I like that. I love it when the 10, 11, and 12-year-old boys are going back to the old school guys to say this is, whether it's Bo Jackson, whether it's Roger Clemens, whether it's Nolan Ryan. I love it.
I love it. I love to see it. It's very rare in the game today.
So let's see if Jackson Burns has that kind of heat that the Express did. His first fastball misses outside for ball 1. Well, Burns is called by the coaches our bulldog on the mound. That according to Coach Stewart. He's 5'3", 95 pounds, and he's from Gray, Maine, a rising 7th grader who allowed just 5 walks while facing 137 batters so far this year. On the roller, able to reach is Jackson Morin. An infield single that Max Stewart at shortstop couldn't get the throw over in time.
And his coach did say he is always on base, flies under the radar. He's a quiet kid and gets the job done. Good things happen when you put the ball in play.
And so now Luke Schlatt takes strike 1. Around the diamond defensively behind Burns, Wes Connick at third, Max Stewart at short, John Hanley at second, Drew Clark the first baseman. And across the outfield left to right, Max Ryu, Pierce McCarthy, Ali Bover. And the catcher is Elliot Sesniak. The catcher for Massachusetts at the plate. Schlatt's chopper left side, and it sneaks through. Consecutive singles to start the bottom of the first for Massachusetts.
You can sense just a different type of approach, a different feel with this Massachusetts team. The confidence that each one of these kids so far stepping into the box. They're attacking pitchers.
Dominic Montbelleur. Well, I alluded to it earlier. Massachusetts as a state has 12 total Little League Baseball World Series appearances, which is more than New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine combined all time. There's a drive deep to left field, and it is gone.
What a start.
A 3-run bomb, a bat flip, and Massachusetts has taken control of this ball game.
A 3-run bomb with 3 strikeouts in the top of the first. I think that's, if you're going to start a game off, I don't think you can do it any better than that.
Man. Well, so far, both pitching and hitting, he has lived up to his nickname, the Dominator.
Oh, man, that's this ball's down the middle and absolutely hammered. I don't think we'll see too many balls fly that far.
No. And the fences here at the Giamatti Center are 225 feet all the way around, and he cleared that with a lot of room to spare.
Yeah, the people in the outfield didn't even flinch.
Which you don't see in Little League that often.
No. He loved it. There he is.
Called strike to Callan Goodwin. Goodwin grounds it right side. Hanley gets the throw to first in time. And Jackson Burns can take a deep breath and exhale. He's got his first out of the ball game.
And Jackson's throwing strikes. It's just when you're going up against a good lineup, kids that put the ball in play, you have innings like this, and hopefully he can just settle in now that he's got his first out and roll through these next couple hitters. Jude
Decimo. And no surprise in the questionnaire that the boys had to fill out when he was asked who on the team has the best hair. He said me, of course.
Look at it. Look at the flow coming out of the helmet.
Well, he's a 12-year-old, the son of Allison and Brett. Got a sister, Layla, who is 14 years old. Hit in the air to right. Bover can't make the catch on the dive, and heading for second is Decimo. Fourth hit of the inning, a 2-base hit for Decimo. And now Cam Hutchinson will stand in.
Always a tough play coming in, and good effort out in right field.
Well, as a Gold Glove winner in center field during your days with the Toronto Blue Jays, why is that play so challenging?
Coming in, running full speed, ball's coming down and coming down at an angle, coming off the right-hander's bat, going away from you. It's just, it's not an easy play to make, and you hope when you leave your feet, you hope to at least keep it in front of you, and that's the goal, but sometimes it doesn't happen.
And later in your big league career, you played the corners as well. It's more challenging and right, like you say, with the ball tailing away, right?
It is. From a right-handed hitter, everything towards the line is always going to be fading away from you, and it's an adjustment you have to make in the corners. And oh, Jackson Burns obviously now looks like he's trying to settle in now.
Cam Hutchinson retired, first strikeout of the day for Jackson Burns. And now R.J. Zachrison.
And Jackson going to the breaking ball. Fastball's been hit a little bit. Probably good for him to start mixing in his breaking ball.
DeSimone advances, 2-out runner at third.
In innings like this, you think the pitch count would be vastly different, but when you have a strikeout pitcher in the dominator, you're still having to throw a lot of pitches, so still allows him to be in the ball game.
Nice job by Sesniak behind the plate to block that pitch. The batter, R.J. Zachrison, is the son of the manager, Tim Zachrison. And Tim is coaching down at third base, watching his boy take a pitch upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes.
And RJ's got a unique story that we'll touch on later on in the game.
Yeah, he's had health challenges right from the time he was born. His dad says he shouldn't even be playing baseball, but here he is. And he has lung disease, began life in the NICU, and playing the game of baseball takes a lot out of him. He draws a walk. He's also going to have foot and leg surgery coming up next month to fix an Achilles injury, but he is still out there playing hard and trying to help his team get to Williamsport.
That's what I love to see, kids that are fighting through things and doing everything they can to help their team, and it's just shows how tough of a kid he is.
Now Anthony Sullivan with a chance to break this thing open. Sully's the tallest member of this team from Massachusetts, 5'9", 135 pounds. He won't turn 13 until January, when he'll be a 7th grader at St. Mary's Catholic School. Burns 1-0 pitch. Off the screen, 1-1.
He only started playing baseball a couple years ago. It's impressive. And being in this situation, has a history of hitting homers, and some apparently hitting homers that haven't landed yet.
Well, I'm more impressed by the fact that he can apparently talk like Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
That's a hidden talent.
We got to get a mic on him.
Yes. Good eye there on Sully. He's another one. His favorite all-time athlete is Bo Jackson. I love that.
Love to see it. I know they've seen highlights, but I guarantee you there's guys in the big leagues right now that possibly don't even know who Nolan Ryan and Bo Jackson are. Unfortunately. Forget about the history of the game.
Yep. DeSimone the runner at third. Zachrison at first. That's foul and going to land out of play down the right field line. And they will do it again. And another nod to baseball history. Anthony says that he wanted the number 9 for Ted Williams, as his dad had years ago, but it was already taken, so he took number 10, and he goes down on strikes. So Jackson Burns allows 3 runs, but then gets out of further damage with the strikeout of Sullivan. But Dominic Mombler with the titanic 3-run blast at deep left field as the state champs from Massachusetts off and flying. With three-time Major League Gold Glover Vernon Wells, I'm Doug Sherman back in Bristol, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and that young man off to a terrific start. He struck out the side in order in the top of the first and then blasted a 3-run shot. And he's been in the middle of the fact that this is a team ready to compete for the New England Region Championship. As you see, the last 5 champs. The defending champion is Massachusetts. The Braintree Little League was here a year ago and made it onto the Little League World Series. But Massachusetts is usually, if not the team to beat here, Vernon, one of the teams to beat out of this 4-team region.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any change in that this year with this team and how they've approached this first inning. This is a team to be reckoned with, and a team that's confident and in the batter's box, and obviously with the dominator on the mound, he's going to give them a chance to win anytime he's up there. So for these main hitters, it's just a matter of the hardest thing to do in this game is to be mentally tough and to watch your first 3 guys go down striking out.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can let that go and learn from it and try to put the bat on the ball.
Well, let's see what the middle of the order can do. Drew Clark, the cleanup hitter, number 99, stands in facing Mombler. Check swing. They appeal down to the first base umpire, David Lewis, who says he held up. So it's 1-0. Well, I mentioned when you first had to face somebody like Roger Clemens as a young player in the major leagues, your second at bat, apparently, you got a ground rule double off of the Rocket. So you adjusted and adapted quickly. Well,
I think that there's a thing called a blind squirrel that they always find a nut. But facing guys like Roger Clemens, or for these kids facing someone like the Dominator, you have to embrace the challenge. If you're able to embrace a challenge and really relish the opportunity to face the best, your game steps up. And that's what you hope for these kids is throughout this game as it goes along, they can make an adjustment and just embrace the challenge that's ahead of them and go in battle, because I think with anybody, they're all human. We all throw the ball. He's throwing the ball from the same distance, even though it's short and hard.
It is.
You got to go up there and try to do your best to put that bat on the ball.
This is Elliot Sesniak. Elliot is about to have a birthday, August 14th. He will turn 12. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, for all that Massachusetts has going for them, we have shown you off the top, perhaps the key to this run they are on is Freddie the Frog. This is a mascot that has been with this team for at least a couple of years, and it serves as kind of a MVP trophy for each game, and then that player and his family is responsible for bringing it to the next game. And they mistreat that frog. They stuffed him right in the fence there, and still, Freddie doesn't complain. He is the big key, I guess, for Massachusetts.
Well, he somewhat looks either comfortable or choked out. So whatever he's doing and whatever he has been doing for this team, it's working. So I guess he enjoys that spot.
Yeah, they're not sure the origin of Freddie. They think one of the boys a few years ago got him out of one of those claw machines, you know?
Yes, I know the machines well, and I typically fail anytime we did them.
You never got a Freddie of your own?
Never got a Freddie.
All right.
But this is now a possible opportunity for Maine. Get a different look, get somebody on. And like we said before, sometimes you hope they throw four balls before they throw 3 strikes, and see if they can get something going.
Freddie not so sure about that walk. Now hoping the Dominator can find the strike zone against Bo Emergin. And Bo is one of the 3 main players who are on the roster this year who have older brothers who reached the Little League Baseball World Series just 3 years ago. And they made it through the regionals here in Bristol. And Bo was in the stands then watching his older brother Mason, much like Max Ryu was rooting for his brother Gage, and Jackson Picanza was watching Chase, his older brother. And from what we understand, each of the 3 older brothers are back now, filling the role of being up in the stands, rooting on their little brothers.
You gotta love to see that, and family. Just now, there's some bragging rights between family. So hopefully he can go ahead and stand next to him and say, I've reached the heights that you guys have.
And Dad Mike Emergin is the third base coach. His son swings through the high heat. 2-2. And another thing Bo is working on right now, Vernon, he has not cut his hair since the start of All-Stars.
It's a bold move, and good thing we have helmets and hats in this game so we can cover it up.
Well, he is retired by Mumbler. All 5 of his outs have been recorded by strikeout.
Now batting, number 6, Parker Welch.
Another fastball up in the zone. When you watch these games over the years and you have a kid on the mound who's capable of throwing the ball that hard and is in the strike zone, it makes it tough as a hitter and throughout the lineup, and it's just psychologically it takes its toll on you.
Parker Welch is one of the hotter hitters for Maine coming to this regional. He said he wanted to give a shout out to his hitting coach Ken Joyce, who himself is a Maine Baseball Hall of Famer and coached professionally for the Marlins, the Jays, the Giants, the Yankees, the Brewers, as high as AAA baseball. So he is back in his home state of Maine, helping teach hitting in baseball to young people like Parker Welch.
Well done. Well done. Parker looks like he's simplifying things and taking an approach like we kind of discussed we have to do against pitchers like this. Short and quick to the baseball.
Dominic Mumbler's 2-2 pitch misses outside. This is what Maine needs to do. Get the pitch count up, work the bat.
He's doing a great job. Great at bat. Doing everything he can to try to find his way on base. Make the Dominator work.
Third time the Dominator has gone to a full count on the 7th pitch of this plate appearance. Welch takes his base. So down to second goes Cesniak. Welch at first.
Coming up to the plate now is number 30, Ollie Bovair.
And now Ollie Bovair. Ollie is 4 feet 11 inches tall, 85 pounds, from New Gloucester, Maine. 23rd pitch of the inning for Mumbler. Tails high and outside. From the stretch. That catches the outside corner. Well, Ollie's summer highlight so far, his picture made the local paper of him leaping over the catcher to score a run.
I'd like to see that picture.
Yeah, in a game against Waldo County, had a 3-run double in states. He's had a lot of big moments. And I'm guessing you remember the first time you saw yourself in a newspaper, saw the picture of Vernon Wells doing his thing coming up in Texas.
Yeah, a lot younger. But yes, have a few of those articles still in the house today.
Well, Ollie is looking to add to his young collection. And again, these boys are living the dream. Coming here to Bristol this week, staying in the dormitories with their buddies, meeting players from 11 other teams from around the northeastern United States. Another 3-2 count and another walk issued. Mumbler has walked the bases full.
And with power pitchers, this is something that can happen. You start getting a little bit erratic, and things start going a little bit off schedule. And now, probably this is a really good mound visit. Go out, calm them down, make them think about something else, and try to get him back working in the strike zone the way he was in the first inning. These meetings are always fun because you have to be a psychologist of an 11, 12-year-old kid and try to get into their mind and get them at ease and forget about what's taking place and how you approach that. It can be done in so many different ways, and you can make a joke, you can fire into him just depending on who the kid is.
Yep. Well, that was short and sweet for Tim Zachrison. Back to his first base dugout, and back to the full windup goes the Dominator. Max Ryu standing in with a chance to get Maine on the board.
looks like his talk worked. Back in the zone, getting ahead of hitters.
On his 30th pitch of the inning, he gets ahead of Ryu, 0-2. Well, Max is sharing this experience with his cousin Jackson Picanza.
Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Sesniak at third, Welch at second, Bovair at first. Lifted in the air to left center field. Coming in is Morin, and he gloves it. Maine leaves the bases loaded as Mombler puts another 0 up on the scoreboard. Want your child to experience the teamwork and the fun of Little League baseball or softball? Visit playlittleleague.org and enter your address to find a Little League community program near you. We have 2 high-level Little League programs on the field right now. That is the Vermont team we just saw here, folks who came down from Gray, New Gloucester, Raymond Little League in Maine. And oftentimes these are communities and multiple towns coming together. And both of these sides are loaded for bear. We head to the bottom half of the second inning, and it's the 9, 10, and 11 hitters due up for Massachusetts facing Jackson Burns. Tristan Lee swings and misses. Tristan is one of those kids at this age who has just hit a growth spurt. T. Lee just turned 12 on July the 7th. He's already up to 5'2". And he takes strike 3 looking. Tell you what, Jackson Burns has now struck out 3 of the last 4 batters he's faced, Vernon.
Yeah, he's made an adjustment. He's gotten to getting to the bottom of this lineup is where you got to throw your strikes and hopefully get these outs before you get back to the top of the lineup.
And he has thrown 6 straight strikes to get Anthony Sullivan to end the first and to start off the second, getting Tristan Lee. This is J.J. Gaff, who looks at a strike.
Filling up the zone.
Well, J.J.'s heading into the 6th grade at Williams Intermediate School. Although I'm guessing that's the farthest thing. I mean, that's only a few weeks away, but oftentimes when you get to August, you're thinking about, oh boy, I got to go back to school. But these guys are not thinking about that at all.
No, they're trying to play as much baseball as they can so they don't have to go back to school. That's the mindset that I like.
Absolutely.
And Jackson looks like he's making his adjustments. Missed two to the glove side, adjusted very quickly, got back into the zone. See if he can finish it.
They'll do it again after the foul ball. Well, number 17 in blue does not lack for confidence, which is not a problem at all. You've got to have that confidence. He says he's the most likely on the team to go pro.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna play this game, you got to have the confidence to believe that that's going to be the case.
His numbers in All-Stars this year before today: 32 2/3 innings pitched, allowing only 6 earned runs. Good control on the fastball and the curveball. There's the fastball, and it's ripped into left field for a single. Gaff is aboard. The youngest member of this Massachusetts team reaches on the resounding single to left.
Hard hit ball. Stayed through it really well.
And now Calvin McGough, and I'll tell you what, I love his answer to why do you play Little League? And Calvin said, it's where I feel most confident and myself.
When you feel confident and you feel yourself, you can just go out and play the game that you love to do.
Yep. And his summer highlight was finally getting over that Hingham hump to win sectionals. Hingham Little League has long been the nemesis of this Bridgewater Little League program.
Okay. Good to know. And he's wearing the Wild Thing number 99.
There you go. Called strike 3. There's that curveball we've been hearing about from Jackson Burns.
Coming up to the plate, number 1, Ian Hines.
Oh, the buckler. Unfortunately, I've seen those too many times.
Now Eamon Hines. When I see number 99, I think of a great pitcher who grew up in Western Massachusetts by the name of Turk Wendell.
Turk Wendell. Good name. Good throwback right there.
Ground ball right side, and it sneaks through under the glove of John Hanley, rounding second, heading for third. And beating the throw is J.J. Gaff.
Good first to third right there.
And now that turns the lineup over for Massachusetts.
And this is what we wanted to avoid for Jackson, is getting back to this top of the lineup with guys on.
Number 9, Jackson Moore.
Nice video work.
Jackson Morin singled and scored the first run last inning. And when he was asked who his favorite athlete in the whole world is, he said his teammate, Dominic Mombler.
I don't know if I can argue with him on that one.
And now we see why. You can see he's a Red Sox fan. Ceddanne Rafaela and those blazing hot Boston Red Sox making a lot of these boys happy this summer. They weren't so happy in the spring.
They weren't so happy in the spring and early on in the season. With some shocking changes that, oh, another base hit.
That'll bring in a run. 4-0 Massachusetts. Nice piece of hitting from Jackson Morin, going the other way for the line drive base hit.
Well, Jackson just keeps his confidence on the mound. He's throwing strikes. He's just facing some really good hitters that are taking great swings, using the whole field. And this lineup is built different from top to bottom. Most of the swings they take are confident and on. They're on everything that he's throwing.
Jackson Burns would love to take care of Luke Schlatt's here and leave the Dominator on deck. High fly ball down the right field line, coming on Bovair, and he makes the grab just over the line in foul territory. So Burns does get out of the jam, but gives up another run. It's 4-0 as we head to the third inning. We've seen two different Dominic Momblers so far, a tale of two innings. In the first, he was dealing here, Vernon.
He was. Body in control, locked in on the zone. Getting to the second inning, things started going a little awry for him. I think is possibly overthrowing. Wasn't as in control of his body as he was the first inning. And that happens. That happens with kids. It happens with power pitchers, even in the big leagues. You lose a little bit, and just a little bit will throw you off. And you hope for his sake, that he can get back into it. But I'm sure the team from Maine is thinking the otherwise. They want him to be out of control and get guys on, and hopefully execute when they got runners in scoring position.
You see, it took him twice as many pitches to get through the second inning than it did the first. All but one of his outs have come by strikeout. The last batter he faced, Max Ryu, was the first to put it in play and fly it out to center field. But it seems like if he's in or around the zone, he's going to be tough to deal with.
Yeah, that is the problem. When you have a power pitcher who's in the zone and if he's throwing strikes and gets back to throwing strikes like he did in the first, then he has then these hitters have their work cut out for him. But hopefully this main lineup, now that they've seen him throw some more, and you got Jackson Burns up at the plate now, hopefully he can help himself and get on base.
And so now he will start this inning against his opposite number, Jackson Burns, the pride and joy of Charles and Rebecca. And he tells us his dad's Little League number was 16, so I'm just a little bit better, taking number 17. His dad also played in this regional round back in the day, 1997. Jackson's dad played for Bedford, New Hampshire. And Dad is so pumped to see his son here doing his thing. And there is Dad. And now he traded in the 16 for his son's 17.
And you see Jackson's, back to the Nolan Ryan. I wonder if some videos were shown of Nolan to these kids, just to get an idea of what a power pitcher was like.
Mombler's 3-0 pitch.
Mombler made an adjustment there. Not as hard. Trying to just get back in the zone.
And that is Charlie Burns Sr., 3 generations. Grandfather watches his grandson take strike 2. That's one of the best things about baseball. You know that from your experience with your dad and then with your boys.
Mm-hmm. Family and opportunities and just experiences that you get to have. And Mombler's back to where he was in the first.
So Burns is retired, and that'll bring up Pierce McCarthy. There are 13 players on this main roster. Pierce McCarthy is the 11th in the lineup. He is playing defense, started the game in center field, but there are no defensive requirements in Little League anymore. So obviously a number of those 13 are not out in the field when they take the field.
Which being basically a DH is hard to do, because you don't have an opportunity to go out in the field and play and stay in it, and you have to just stew on it at bat if you had it at bat and you can't make up for it. So there's, especially facing an arm like this, this is a test for a lot of these kids.
Mombler's 2-1 pitch. Well, Pierce McCarthy says his favorite books are the Hardy Boys, which I used to read back in the day. Did you ever read the Hardy Boys?
I did not. I did not. I was not the biggest reader in the world, which I want to be better at.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of time, you know, Vernon.
Let's hope. There's plenty of time in life to be able to read some books.
7 strikeouts now for Mombler. And he pounds the zone again with a fastball to Jackson Picanza, one of the 3 boys on this roster who was in the stands 3 years ago, rooting on their older brothers.
And kids, if you're watching Mombler pitch and seeing the difference between the first, second, and third inning, being under control and being able to just be composed and get yourself back in the zone when things are going awry, that's what you have to do as a pitcher.
He lost that slider. Let's see if he goes back to the express. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tied him up inside. Pecanza went around. And that is 3 up, 3 down again. Second time in 3 innings. Mombler has struck out all 3 batters to face him.
Find Little League on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at official handles at Little League. And don't forget to use hashtags LLWS.
Trying to take my job. I like it.
I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I'll throw it out there every now and then.
With Vernon Wells, I'm Doug Sherman back in Bristol, Connecticut. You know where he's going on his phone, checking things out.
Oh, yeah.
And standing in, the man who has the big blow so far this afternoon, Dominic Mombler's 3-run shot, and it was a shot in the first inning. No doubt about it right off the bat. Now standing in for his second plate appearance against Jackson Burns.
And Jackson decided to change his approach and throw him a breaking ball. Let's see if he can hit that one.
Time called. Tell you what, this field is in great shape. I mean, you might have thought it would have been a little moist or something with all the rain that we had last night. I think Bristol got it the worst in the state of Connecticut, but you wouldn't know it by the shape that the diamond is in. Mombler just got hit by that pitch.
That's one way of keeping the ball in the ballpark right there.
This is true. And keeping your pitch count down.
Yeah. This is true.
And that's not a bad way to get hit. Glancing blow.
Yep, that's the way I like it. I was never the one to try to just stand there and wear pitches.
Does one from your major league career stick out to you that hurt more than any other?
Randomly, yes. I had a curveball actually that
really
hit me in the left side of my rear end.
Ooh.
And it stung.
Callan Goodwin on it, flies out. Ryu under it for out number 1. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed breaking ball to your backside being the one that hurt the most.
No, I know, and it's one of those you can't rub because it just looks weird. So it was painful. I tried not to make it look painful, but it actually really hurt.
You're not supposed to rub any of them, right?
You're not supposed to, but sometimes you just have to do it.
Apparently you were hit as a big leaguer 31 times, and it was the breaking ball to the butt.
Yeah.
That hurt the most.
There was one by Tim Wakefield that hit me with a knuckleball.
Okay.
And Tim was a great man, one of the best in the game. And he hit me. I get to first base and I look up and he's standing right in front of me and straight faced me. He's like, "Are you okay?"
Well, it's interesting. I mean, you hit him well, but not with power.
No.
You hit 270 against him. I was looking up the numbers because we have a knuckleballer who could come into the game. And you seem to vary your approach going against somebody who throws a knuckleball.
Yeah, I absolutely hated facing Tim. Yeah. It was, if a catcher has a problem catching it, how are we supposed to hit it with a bat? So I told him once, just throw me a fastball, and I promise you I will just try to hit a single. And he said, you promise? So I literally got to a 3-0 count, and he looked at me, and he winked at me, and basically knew the fastball was coming. He threw me a fastball, hit a single through the 5-6 hole. He looks over at me, winks at me, and I'm like, this is hilarious.
That's a great story. Payoff pitch. Line to left field by Jude Desimone. He is now 2 for 2, doubled in the first, singles here in the third.
And they are getting on in a plethora of ways and all throughout the lineup. So this Massachusetts team is locked in from top to bottom, and unfortunately making Jackson Burns' day really difficult.
So the mound visit for Maine. And Jackson Burns is done and will give way to Bo Emergin, who is their #2 relief pitcher. He serves oftentimes as their closer, but at this point of the game, all hands on deck. And so Eric Hanley turns it over to number 13. We'll take a break while Bo loosens up on the hill. So Jackson Burns has been knocked out of the game, and the Maine starting pitcher heads to the dugout after, well, working 2 1/3 innings, allowing 8 hits, 4 runs so far, 4 Ks, 1 walk. But this is a different type of Massachusetts lineup that he had to deal with, and now his relief pitcher, Bo Emergin, is going to have to deal with it, with Cam Hutchinson, the 6-hole hitter, due up next.
And I love Bo's favorite subject being lunch. He's not shying away from it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm a gym class or lunch guy too.
Yes. English, not so much.
Yeah. Hutchinson chases, and it's 0-1. Well, Bo Emergin did pick up 3 saves for Maine during the state tournament. He pitched 5 1/3 innings, didn't give up any earned runs, struck out 8. And so more than capable. On that last pitch, Montbellier took third with the steal, so runners on the corners. Runner from first takes off. Desimone makes it to second without a throw.
A couple of rare stolen bases.
Emergence 2-2, right down the middle for strike 3 call.
Now batting, number 11, RJ Zackerson.
Well, the MO for this Maine team is that they are blue-collar kids, a pitching and defense team. And they need that mentality right here to try to avoid further damage. It is 3 small towns in southern Maine, just north of Portland off of I-95, that have come together. And you know what, Vernon? Their home field, Penny Field, is a mini Fenway Park. They've got their own mini green monster as well.
There's some good and bad memories associated with that place. Hopefully they hit better there than I did. I'm getting to learn my Northeast geography up here now. This is fun.
Yep. Well, this is the right place with 12 different teams in the same spot from 11 states plus Washington, D.C. 3 balls and a strike. Although you played for the Yankees for a short while, you played in Toronto, which is not all that far away.
Right, that's true. But some of these towns and cities that I'm getting to hear about, it's like, okay, I don't know where these are located, and you guys tell me, I'm like, okay, I may want to visit a couple of these places.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Well, you sell yourself short. At Fenway, you hit .258 and hit 13 home runs. Now, I know they were a division rival, so you had a lot of opportunities to play against them, but that's not bad.
It's not bad.
How many of them over the monster? Were you pulling it every time?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hit a couple over center, which was still a tall green wall.
That's a pop.
I think maybe 1 to right center. 1 off Pedro.
Ooh,
yeah.
You buried the lead.
He hung me a breaking ball. And
attaboy.
Yeah. You remember the great ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you never challenged the pesky pole to right or the triangle out in deep center?
I think I did sneak one around pesky pole, and that is just pure accident.
Yes.
Yes. Hitting balls out to right field was not my forte.
Zachrison walks, and the bases are full.
And again, Massachusetts is continuing to apply pressure.
Well, 10 different regions across the United States, so 10 U.S. teams will be in Williamsport for the Little League World Series, including 3 who are playing right here in Bristol, Connecticut, the Metro, the Mid-Atlantic, and the New England region just getting underway today.
Another ball hit well.
Anthony Sullivan takes it deep, and it's off the wall. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. Zachrison's going to be held at third after a 2-run double off the bat of Anthony Sullivan that nearly left the yard.
Well, he had to sacrifice the number 9, but he's wearing the number 10 well. I like it.
He is. And so now Tristan Lee. He picked number 24 for his jersey because of Kobe Bryant. Other favorites are Michael B. Jordan and the Michael Jordan, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, I like it. And Tristan's a hooper.
Yep.
So it makes sense.
From a hoop family. Nice backhanded scoop by Sesniak behind the plate.
We got a couple hoopers in this game.
Yep. Well, Tristan says he can spin a basketball on his finger when most of his peers cannot. Got a piece of that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, there's the infamous video of Kobe spinning a baseball on his finger. Whether it was real or not still remains to be seen.
Emergence 2-2 pitch. T. Lee takes down low. First base is open. Tristan's got some pop in that bat in spite of batting 9th in the lineup. His highlights, a 230-foot home run in districts against Shrewsbury this year. Waggles that bat like he's ready for doing damage. Not that time. Emergent escapes further trouble. But 2 more runs scored make it 6-0 Massachusetts. The big blow coming off the bat of Anthony Sullivan, who thought he had a home run, thought he had a grand slam. Little bat flip, but it would bounce off the wall still. 2 runs in. And then he's just like, yeah, that's what I did. Bridgewater, Massachusetts, well in control in this second game of our New England region, in spite of Chef Eric, the fathead that has made it down from Gray, Maine, hoping for a rally here. And again, Chef Eric is apparently their local concession stand chef back home. He didn't make the trip. He's a big part of what they do with the Little League program there, and so they made a fathead of him to make sure he could be here.
Well, I think that's when you've hit that level of excellence, is you got fatheads made of you.
Right.
So, good honor to Chef Eric.
Shout out to Chef Eric as John Hanley is retired, and shout out to our camera operators Jeff Goo, CK Lance, bringing all the pictures for you here today on a gorgeous, perfect, hot afternoon here in Bristol, Connecticut. And now Max Stewart. Check that. This is John Hanley. Mikey Burnett was the leadoff hitter and was the first out of the inning. Got ahead of myself on the scorecard. So now Hanley stands in. He struck out his first time against Dominic Montbellier.
And John likes to wear his left sock inside out.
Really?
Yeah. Hard to tell with the dark socks, but hopefully we'll be able to get a better look at that as we move on through the tournament.
Whatever it takes. Well, his nickname is Johnny Longlegs. Maybe it has something to do with that. He says, quote, "I'm tall, skinny, and hit like Ted Williams."
Whoa. Bold claim.
That's why he wears the number 9. And, well, Teddy Ballgame would take a walk. Hanley takes his base with a 1-out free pass.
Now batting, number 10, Max Stewart.
And now Max Stewart. Stewie is apparently the fastest guy on the team. And when asked in his questionnaire that all the boys filled out for us at ESPN, if you'd like to add anything, he said, "Thank you for making this tournament possible."
Sounds like a good kid.
Sure does.
And he's wearing a good number 10. So, yes, I like him.
Well, his mom, Eliza, dad, Ian, big brother, Colby, must be so proud. He says he most looks up to his dad, who, by the way, is one of the coaches on this main coaching staff. Dad is a 49-year-old construction manager, 6th-year Little League volunteer. His son backs away from a called second strike. Dominic Mombeler with another strikeout.
Now batting, number 18, Wes Mott.
That is now 75 pitches thrown by Mombeler. That second inning where he lost the plate for a while and walked 3 batters is going to cost him the opportunity to try and pitch 6 full innings.
It is, and it'll be interesting to see how they play this as he reaches getting close to that 88 number, 85 number.
85, yep.
85 number of pitches. So this is we'll see if they go into their bullpen, try to preserve some days for him.
Yeah, and again, you can exceed 85. You finish the at bat when you reach 85. You don't walk off the mound when you throw your 85th. If the at bat is ongoing. But he is getting closer to that, now about to throw his 79th pitch. And like most of those before, it's a fastball. Well placed. Three balls and 2 strikes. Well, Connick is the team leader for Maine. Not only hitting, not only pitching. We will likely see him pitch sooner than later. But he was no match there. Mombeler fights back, paints the outside corner, and strands a runner at first base. The K's keep piling up. His last 6 outs recorded by strikeout.
Want your child to experience the teamwork and fun of Little League baseball or softball? Visit playlittleleague.org and enter your address to find a Little League community program near you.
You're getting the hang of this thing.
I'm being taught by one of the best over here.
I've been told you get paid by the word, so your rate has just gone up.
Better tell ESPN that. No, this is fun. I'm honored to be a part of this broadcast.
Well, we are thrilled to have you with us here on ESPN Plus this weekend. He's Vernon Wells. I'm Doug Sherman, and glad you found us here for this second game of the New England region. We have 4 teams in the New England region who will be fighting it out in the coming days for one spot in the Little League World Series. So far, this one's been all Massachusetts, Bridgewater Little League coming to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning on top 6-0. Facing Bo Emergent, and first pitch swinging, lined into the glove of Wes Connick at third. J.J. Gaff is retired.
Now batting, number 99, Calvin McGough.
Another hard hit ball, just unlucky hitting.
So now with his 21st and 22nd pitch thrown, Bo Emergent has crossed that first threshold. And again, you can't go beyond 85 in a day, but between 20 and 85, there are different thresholds that, depending on how many you throw, that's how much rest you have to have on the backside. Calvin McGough is the hitter with some defensive changes. Pierce McCarthy now the catcher. And Jackson Burns, who began the game on the mound, is out in center field, replacing McCarthy. Emergent's pitch lined foul the other way by McGough. And Elliot Sesniak, who began the game behind the plate, has gone to the bench. At least for now. Again, no defensive requirements anymore in Little League Baseball, so the managers and coaches can substitute as they see fit. But everybody stays in the same place in the batting order from start to finish. Good battle shaping up between Bo Emergent on the mound and Calvin McGough at the plate.
This Massachusetts lineup, just from top to bottom, they battle you. They seem to try to put the ball in play and keep the K's down, give themselves an opportunity to score some runs.
Well, this is a Massachusetts team that won District 7 and then staved off elimination repeatedly through Section 2 and won the state tournament. Surviving with big wins over Pittsfield and Parkway. They had losses to Hingham and Parkway on the way, but those also were double elimination events. And from the elimination bracket, they survived and advanced. And apparently their craziest game so far this summer was the state opener. They were down 10-7 in the 2nd inning to Pittsfield, rallied for a 15-14 win in extras. The game didn't end until close to midnight.
Wow.
Like I said, making memories. These kids are going to remember, hey, remember the night we played to midnight?
Yeah, well past their bedtime.
Yep.
And ours.
You're not kidding.
Good at that. Fought off some tough pitches.
An 8-pitch battle won by McGough.
Number 1, Eamon.
And now Eamon Hines, who singled his first time. It is warm and humid. Feels more like the south where you're from here in the Northeast this weekend.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'll take the 90s. Upper 80s, lower 90s, I'll take that.
Not bad. It's all relative. Emergent's pitch stays high.
Apparently we have a future broadcaster at the plate right now.
Ah.
Yeah. That and his sister actually competes in the World Ninja League Championships.
Really?
Yeah. So that's a thing.
Remind me not to mess with her. Well, Eamon is the youngest of 4 kids. His mom, Virginia, his dad, Jeff. And according to his manager, Tim Zachrison, Eamon never complains, always understands his role, and he knows every statistic apparently in Major League Baseball.
Well, he might be coming from one of our partners' jobs here pretty soon.
That's true. He could be the statistician. Dave Freed, you're out. He could be the play-by-play guy. Doug Sherman, you're out. He could be the analyst.
He's got me. He's got me already.
Well, the love of baseball is so much fun to share with the generations, and to see a bunch of 10, 11, and 12-year-olds feel the same way about the game as you and I do is so refreshing.
It is. That's what I love about this game, and it continues to grow and grow in generations, and this Massachusetts team continues to apply pressure when they have the bats in their hands.
You know, something else that I really enjoy, the fact that baseball cards have become once again such a big thing for the young people. I thought that my generation might have been the last to really enjoy baseball cards, but these kids are avid collectors.
And that's how I remember being a kid. Those are the years of the King Griffey Upper Deck rookie card. And
you know.
Yeah, my dad was actually doing the artwork for the checklist cards at that time.
How about that?
So this, yeah, it's come back, and the kids are enjoying it, and it's not just the kids, the parents too.
So we have another pitching change. Bo Emergent is being replaced by Elliot Sesniak, and we'll tell you about him when we come back. Want to see some girls with game? Tune into an exciting summer of softball and visit littleleaguesoftball.org for great content, information about starting a softball league, and more. As the Little League Softball World Series goes on in Greenville, North Carolina, you can see on ESPN. We are glad to bring you the regional round here of the baseball players. And we are in Bristol, Connecticut with our third pitcher of the afternoon for Maine. Elliot Sesniak, who began the game behind the plate, has now taken the spot of Bo Emergent on the hill. And there have been other moves. Emergent goes to third.
Now batting for Massachusetts, number 9, Jackson Moore.
Connick is now at first base, and Clark has gone to the bench. Jackson Morin, the batter for Massachusetts, takes ball one. He is 2 for 2. RBI single in the second. He singled to lead off the first inning and came around to score. Pitch gets away. Both runners will advance without a throw. McGough to third on the wild pitch. Down to second goes Hines. Ripped to center field. Burns has to play it on the bounce. Can't come up cleanly with it. 1 run scores. It's an RBI single for Jackson Morin. Now a perfect 3 for 3 at the plate.
As his coach said, he gets on base. That's what he does.
And I'm going to interpret, Vernon, what he was just saying, looking across the diamond, looking at his third base coach, waving his arm, saying, why didn't you send him? I want the second RBI. Come on.
Yeah, and I think the third base coach would have said, you need to talk to your friend about that one, because he wasn't approaching third base ready to score.
Now Morin takes second. Yeah, you're right. He may have been signaling that to his teammate,
yeah, he could have
his
been.
coach.
He could have been. I was watching him. He wasn't anticipating heading home.
Popped up on the infield. Emergent puts it away. Well, the big hit so far from the first inning, Dominic Mombler. A no doubt about it 3-run homer. He's been on base twice, also hit by a pitch, scored a couple of runs, and now he gets his first look at Elliot Sesniak. Swing and a miss, strike one.
It looks like he's trying to end it with one swing.
Well, that would bring up the run rule victory If you are leading by 10 runs or more in Little League Baseball in the 4th inning, here in the bottom of the 4th, that would qualify. You think he's thinking about that? You think Dominic has that on his mind?
No doubt about it. Being a kid and knowing that you have an opportunity to hit a walk-off and seal your no-hitter, that's an opportunity not too many people in life get. So he's got a chance to do it.
Well, he would find his way on Sports Center, and I'm guessing his bat flip would be even better than the first one. This is a pop-up on the infield, a major league pop-up, and finally comes down to John Hanley for the 3rd out. So no run rule here in the 4th. We go on to the 5th, but still Massachusetts very much in control with a 7-0 lead. Back in Bristol, Connecticut, as we head to the 5th inning, no hitter still intact for Massachusetts. And this is a Bridgewater Little League program that goes back generations. We've talked about how fathers and sons and moms and grandparents are all connected. For the first base coach for Massachusetts, Ryan Morin, his grandfather, Bob Stearns, dedicated 45 years of his life to Bridgewater Little League. And so they have commemorated Mr. Stearns by putting his name on the field house there in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. And so Ryan is one of the coaches remembering his granddad, and of course his son remembering his great grandfather, Jackson Morin.
It brings up Drew Clark to the plate, who's their most powerful hitter in the lineup, and is also a competitive alpine skier.
Wow. The 83rd pitch of the afternoon for Mombler seems to be about just as fast as his first pitch.
Yep, he doesn't seem to be slowing down. Some of these actually look like they're coming out a little bit better.
Well, this will be his last batter, as this is his 85th pitch. Popped up. Will it reach the seats? Indeed it does. And so now here is where he doesn't have to come out of the game exactly on his 85th pitch. That just triggers the fact that this is his last batter faced.
But I guarantee you everyone in that main dugout is thinking, thank you.
Yeah. Well, they've still got 5 outs to play with against a relief pitcher or pitchers from Massachusetts, but Dominic was truly the dominator on the mound here this afternoon.
For everybody watching at home and all the fans in the stands, you got a chance to see something special.
4 1/3 no-hit innings. He walked the bases full in the 2nd, walked a batter in the 4th, and that is it. And again, it's those walks that got the pitch count up and doesn't allow him to pitch any further here in the 5th inning.
12 strikeouts. 12 strikeouts and 4 1/3. That's doing some work. And doing it mainly with the heater. Mixed in a couple breaking balls, but didn't need them. You can tell hitters weren't comfortable bailing. It's when you have velocity and arm coming at you like that, it's not easy for these young men to just stay in the box and be comfortable. And he made it uncomfortable from pitch 1 to the final one.
And so Jude Decimone will come on in relief. A young man after our own heart.
He is.
Subject gym class.
Yes, he's sticking with our 2 favorite subjects so far today with lunch and gym now.
So while Decimone warms up, we can tell you more about the Morin family. Jackson Morin, the starting center fielder today from Massachusetts. Here's a picture of him as a little guy with his dad, and there is the aforementioned Bob Stearns, Jackson's great-grandfather, who spent 45 years doing everything possible for Bridgewater Little League. He spent more than 2 decades in charge, and they miss him, but the local newspaper took a nice picture of father and son more recently after Granddad passed away, showing him in front of Bob Stearns Fieldhouse.
Yeah, good people doing great things that leave a legacy. I think that's something we all have an opportunity to do, and when he's done it, and obviously that's it's going to be something that's going to transcend even the little one.
So his great-grandson still stays out in center field, but he is now flanked by 2 different players. Out in right field is Mombler, and Tristan Lee is over in left.
So it's an athletic outfield right now. Let's see if Maine can get something going here.
Cesniak puts a charge into one, but it's a can of corn for Tristan Lee.
But a ball in play. Ball in play is better than what it has been.
And another defensive switch. Gaff is now playing first base for Massachusetts as Bo Emergent takes a strike. Well, Decimone is no slouch on the mound. 5'7", 149 pounds. He's got a good fastball. But like you alluded to, Vernon, it must be refreshing not facing Mombler, able to put balls in play, but unable to do no damage against Decimone, who retires the 2 batters he faces. A fly out to left, a ground out to the right side, and the score holds 7-0 in the middle of the 5th. Massachusetts often has the upper hand out of this New England region, the current New England region teams. Making it to the World Series 12 times, New Hampshire 6, Maine 4, Vermont still looking for its first trip to the World Series. For Maine, they have had the 4 teams reach the Little League World Series. Back in 1951, Suburban Little League around Portland made it. Then Augusta East in 1971. Westbrook Little League in 2005. And then 3 years ago, this program made it. Gray New Gloucester made it all the way to Williamsport. But this year's bunch is trailing 7-0 as we start the bottom half of the 5th inning. But you never know. You know, we mentioned Vermont has never gotten there, but because of the terrific pitching performance we saw this morning, they are in the winner's side of the bracket, and they got a chance.
They got a chance. They got a chance, and looking to take that 0 off the board, but in all likelihood facing a Massachusetts team that's built for this. So that'd be a great matchup if that's what takes place.
Callan Goodwin beats out an infield single.
Now batting, number 5, Jude Desson.
Speed helps in this game so much. Put balls in play, beat them out, start innings the right way.
7 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Massachusetts. Still goose eggs across the board for Maine. And DeSimone responsible for 2 of those hits, a double in the first, a single and a run scored in the third. Looking to add to what's been a terrific summer, one highlight after another. DeSimone says his favorite highlight so far was tossing 5 innings of relief while also going 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs in a game I mentioned earlier when they came from behind to win 15-14 in extra innings. Jude was in the middle of it all.
That would have been a fun game to watch.
Ripped to right center field. He is now 3 for 3. That ball makes it out near the warning track. Goodwin going to be stopped at third. It's the 2nd double of the day for Jude DeSimone.
Short and quick through the zone. Double into right center. Outfield actually did a really good job of getting to the baseball, getting into the cutoff man. Some of the fundamental things that you like to see at this age. Keeps that runner at third base.
Now another mound visit. You never know what's behind this. Of course, you're keeping track of pitch counts and how many somebody has thrown and how much rest they will be required to have. If this score holds, the presumption is that Wes Connick would be Maine's starting pitcher against New Hampshire. 4 o'clock tomorrow on ESPN Plus in an elimination game. Connick is their 1 and 1A ace along with Jackson Burns, who started this game. Cam Hutchinson facing Szczesniak. Strike 1.
And Cam's favorite player is Mike Trout.
There you go, your former teammate.
Yeah, former teammate, one of my favorite players. Just had a birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, Mike Trout, just in case he's watching on ESPN Plus. Szczesniak gets the strikeout of Hutchinson. When's your birthday, Vernon?
December 8th.
So you never hit a home run on your birthday?
No, never did. Never did.
Mike Trout did, and has. On his birthday, he's already got 6 home runs and counting. It's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a really good baseball player.
Yeah, he's going to wind up in Cooperstown someday.
Yep.
R.J. Zachrison, the batter.
Immediately 5 years after he's done playing.
Yes.
He'll be in.
No doubt about it. And for my money, he should join Mariano Rivera as a unanimous pick. Fouled back and out of play, 1 ball, 1 strike. What do you think about that? That we've only had 1 unanimous? I understand why in the old days It's just the way it was with the sports writers. We weren't going to do it if Babe didn't get in, if Ty didn't get in on the first, or as undefeated, or as unanimous.
Yeah.
Why would this guy be worthy of it? But times have changed. I would think we're going to see more, but maybe not.
We should, and it probably depends on where they're playing, because, you know, the rivalry between Boston and New York is real. Writers too, so they're involved in it as well. So. Yeah, there's some bias. There's some that don't want to see a New Yorker or a Boston Red Sox be unanimous. So for Mariano to do it, I mean, he's obviously the best closer of all time. And when you have the all-time greats, they deserve to have that title next to him.
Yeah. And there was one voter who didn't think Ichiro Suzuki was worthy of being a unanimous pick. I loved Ichiro's response. Now the 3-1 pitch misses outside, and the bases are full. Goodwin at third, Desimone at second, Zachrison at first. And again, keep in mind the run rule could be in play, that if Massachusetts scores 3 more runs, that will end the ball game. Now we've got another stoppage.
And a pitching change.
So we'll step aside while the changes are made for the Maine All-Stars.
Welcome to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and a slice of sports paradise. Hammered, gone! Up and out of Williamsport.
Are you kidding me? Lay out like a superhero.
Great baseball ahead. Here we go.
Yeah, there is nothing like Williamsport. Begins August 19th, and that is what we are aiming for. One of these 2 teams in this game, one of the 4 teams in this region, will be going. One of these 2 teams could make it there. Massachusetts has had the upper hand so far today over Maine. A 3-run homer in the first inning by Dominic Mombeler set the tone, and he then pitched into the 5th inning with a no-hitter. And now trying to close it down against the 4th pitcher of the day for Maine. It's number 99, Drew Clark. And again, I think a lot of the shuffling of the bullpen at this point is not so much thinking about the rest of today's game, thinking about tomorrow's game and beyond, if they can keep their dream alive.
Yeah, you got to line up those arms just in case you need some arms in that bullpen, and hopefully they can get a good start with their starter tomorrow.
Well, Drew Clark looking to get these last 2 outs before Massachusetts scores the 3 runners on base, as we are 3 runs away from a run rule victory. Anthony Sullivan, who nearly hit a home run his last time, a 2-run double off the wall with the bases loaded that time.
This is not the easiest situation for Drew to come into with the bases loaded and 1 out. And a power hitter at the plate.
Clark's 2-0 pitch. Well, Anthony Sullivan at the plate says he most looks up to his dad, Sean, who makes sure that Anthony puts Mom, Taylor #1, and also makes sure Anthony protects his 2 little sisters. Chivalry is not dead in the Sullivan household.
I like to see it. It's not gone yet.
Not at all. Clark's 2-2 pitch popped up, jammed him, And they'll do it again.
One of my past hitting coaches, George Bell, used to enjoy when we got jammed.
Really?
Yeah, he'd love to make fun of us.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
He never got jammed.
Never got jammed.
No.
He would actually say jammed every time. Yeah.
Drew Clark coming out of the bullpen, throwing strikes, throwing hard.
24, Tristan Lee.
Now he'll deal with Tristan Lee. Goodwin is the runner at third. Desimone the runner at second. The potential winning run. Zachrison is at first. Clark misses away to Tristan Lee. With the success that we have seen in recent years with this Bridgewater Little League program, participation continues to grow. And that's not just the kids, the volunteers as well, and the appreciation that Tim Zachrison, the manager, and his coaches Ryan and Joe have shown. They just know that it takes more than 3 coaches and 12 players. There's a lot more to it.
Seems like they've built a program from younger than this age to get them to this point, to where they have the success that they've had just year over year.
I think that hit the umpire, so we've got to play at the plate, and he is out. A huge third out. Good reaction on the ball that got away to make sure Callan Goodwin did not score.
Fans, don't worry about missing a great play from today's game. Visit littleLeague.org/videos. Each day.
So we will head to the 6th. Take another look. Curtis Parker, the home plate umpire, didn't flinch. And a great reaction from Maine to get that last out. Here's a look at where we stand in this New England region. A modified double elimination format, so one loss doesn't send you home. New Hampshire lost this morning to Vermont, and so now they will have the turnaround to play a 4 o'clock game, elimination game, tomorrow on ESPN+. Vermont gets tomorrow off, and will play the winner of this game at 9 a.m. on ESPN. Out of the winner's bracket, much easier to get to where you want to go. There's a look at the back of the caps for these Massachusetts All-Stars. They've got their zip code 02324. And if you're wondering, Bridgewater, Massachusetts is about 25 miles south of Boston. It's about 25 miles from Providence, Rhode Island as well. And they've got themselves a tremendous Little League program that is closing in on an opening day win. Line drive off the glove of the shortstop. And that is the first hit of the afternoon for Maine. Parker Welch breaks up the no-hitter, looking to start a rally here in the 6th.
Now batting, number 30, Ollie Bovez.
Parker Welch had a good at bat earlier in the game and came through with the first hit for Maine. So let's see if they can rally from here.
They absolutely knew there was a no-hitter on the line. Tough chance, unable to make that play, and it goes as a single. And now Ollie Bovez, who walked his first time. Defensive switch for Massachusetts. Hines is now playing second base for Hutchinson. Jude Desimone's 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Now batting is number 8, Max Ryu.
Stoppage for a moment for one of the main players to head off the field for a second. And now play continues. Desimone on the mound with 1 out. Misses low and outside to Max Ryu. He flied out to center field in the second. Ripped right side, caught, double play chance. Did they get him? They did. And that is your ball game. Eamon Hines just into the game at second base, makes the play to end the ball game. And Massachusetts takes it 7-0. And I think we know who is going to be responsible for Freddie the Frog after this one, which goes to the game MVP for Mass.
Yeah, and I think he goes by the nickname of the Dominator.
The Dominator did just that here today. Freddie just hanging out. The Dominator knows what's coming. And his teammates knew what was coming today. They told us about it. Manager, coaches told us how good this young man is. And right from the first pitch, he established, I'm the man.
Yes, he did that and more. He exceeded, I think, even what they thought they were going to get from him today. And what a way to start regional.
The Dominator had a 3-run homer in the first, threw no-hit ball. And so he almost certainly will take that. Well, he's not going to go home. He's going to go to the dormitory. He knows where he's going. Freddie knows who's in charge of him tonight.
I can't tell if he's excited or still feels bad that he's stuck there.
What did I do to deserve this? Well, now the updated bracket shows you that Massachusetts advances to play Vermont on Monday, so they get tomorrow off. That'll be a 9 o'clock start on ESPN. That's 9 a.m. And then the fairly quick turnaround for Maine, an elimination bracket game against New Hampshire. We'll have it for you at 4 in the afternoon tomorrow on ESPN+. The winner of that will survive and advance. The loser will head home, and their summer of fun will come to an end. Now there's a nice moment. Doc telling the young man, here's the game ball. So he gets the game ball and Freddie the Frog. Pretty cool.
Well, yeah, well-deserved, and he dominated from pitch one, lived up to his nickname, and was a pleasure to watch him work. And this Massachusetts team just just handle business from the first hitter to the last, and they're going to be a team to be reckoned with as they move forward.
And a pleasure to be with you, Vernon. He's Vernon Wells. I'm Doug Sherman. Thank you for joining us for Little League Baseball on ESPN. Our next game here in Bristol features New York and Rhode Island, 4 o'clock, Metro Region, right here on ESPN+.